Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, you're welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to draft this stylish kimono shirt with a V neckline. If this is a video you're interested in, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll begin with drafting on our pattern paper, and I'll be marking 6 inches all the way down, and I'll be connecting with a straight line. You can do 5 inches, you can do 4 inches depending on how wide you want your overlap for your shirt or kimono to be, but I'll be using 6 inches for this because I'll be drafting my shirt and the overlap. So from the 6 inches mark, I'll be marking my shoulder to bust point 11 inches, my shoulder to waist 16 inches, my shoulder to hip 23 inches, and shoulder to length 28 inches because of the overlap. So I'll proceed now and connect with a straight line just like I've done. I'm just proceeding to labeling it my shoulder line, bust point, waistline, my hip and my length. So I'll proceed to marking my neck width of 4 inches. You can do 5 inches depending on how wide you want your neckline to be, and I'll be coming down by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope. You can do 1 inch for your shoulder slope, whichever one works fine, but I'll be using 1.5 inches for mine. I'll just connect with a straight line and I'll proceed to marking 5 inches for my neck depth for the front. But before that, I'll proceed to marking my bust round measurement, which is 10.5 for my bust point, and I'll add 2 inches of sewing allowance, and I'll proceed to connecting with a snap line to meet my shoulder. After that, the next step is for me to mark my waist measurement. My waist is 38 divided by 4, that will give me 9.5. I'll add 2 inches of sewing allowance and I'll connect with a curve. I'll connect from my bust point to meet my waistline with a curve. I'll proceed to doing that. And after next, I'll be marking my hip measurement. My hip is 44 divided by 4, that will give me 11 inches. I'll mark 11 and 2 inches of sewing allowance. I'll be marking that measurement and I'll just connect with a straight line. Now note, I'm marking this measurement for my hip, but I marked 28 inches because of the overlap at the front of the kimono blouse or shirt. I'll be marking that 28 inches and I'll just be placing a curve from that my hip line. I'll come down by 1 inch, but after marking the 1 inch, I'll come down with a curve to meet that length. I don't know if you understand what I'm doing. Please just watch the video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply. So I'll proceed to carving out my hem just as shown in the video. And if you have watched my video to this point, please give this video a like so that YouTube can help push up my content so that other people can learn from me. And if you learn 1 or 2 things in this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. So after that, I just marked down my hip measurement because I'll be needing that measurement later. So now we proceed to our 6 inches mark. I'll be marking 3 inches for my normal shirt overlap, but before that, I'll come back to marking my 5 inches for my neck depth. You can do 6 inches depending on how open you want your chest to be, how revealing you want your cleavage to be. But for me, I'll be marking 5 inches, but I'll be readjusting my neck width later on. You'll see later in the video why I readjusted my neck width. So right now, I'm just marking 3 inches all the way down for my overlap for my shirt. And after marking, I'll proceed to connecting with a straight line all the way down. Now, after marking that 3 inches, you can do 2.5, but for me, I marked 3 inches because if I were making this outfit, I would want mine to overlap very perfectly. That's why I went for 6 inches. But if you don't have enough fabric to work with, you can make use of 5 inches. And here, I've readjusted my neckline. It's also 5 inches, but I readjusted it to meet my overlap. I don't know if you understand what I'm doing. And just right now, I'll just slant out my overlap for the front pattern. I'll be slanting my overlap for the front pattern, and with that we have come to the end of drafting the pattern. So I'll proceed now to cutting out the pattern for the shirt kimono. Please just watch how I cut out my pattern. Don't make a mistake cutting out yours. After cutting out, I'll be placing it together just so you can see how it turned out. Now, if you're sewing an outfit like this, you want to ensure that you cut out a interface for the neckline. Now the interface or lining piece you cut out, you'll be joining it from the neckline all the way to the hem, so that at the end of the day you can have a neat finishing and it can overlap when you are done sewing. So right now I'm just placing it together. After cutting out, you cut out the first part for the hem and you cut out the other part for the hip. I don't know if you understand what I just said. Cut the first part for the hem and the second part for the hip, so you can have that overlap that you saw on the thumbnail. You can end up having that overlap. Mine is a bit longer. You can do 5 inches, but I did 6 inches. So this is the outcome of the pattern. And if you're a beginner, you want to ensure you draft on pattern paper before cutting on fabric. You don't want to make a mistake and ruin your fabric. So after that, we are done with the front pattern. The next thing is for the back pattern. Now we're going to proceed with a simple back. It's just a simple back for the back pattern. I've measured my shoulder to bust point, waistline, hip, and length as well. So I'll mark my 1 inch for my 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope as well, neck width of 4 inches, and I'll just proceed to connecting my shoulder slope and coming down by 1.5 inches for my neck depth for the back. Remember, this is a kimono shirt, so you can come down by 1 inch for your back neck depth, depending on what works for you is fine. I'll just impute my measurement for my bust line and add 2 inches of sewing allowance as well, and also for my waistline add 2 inches of sewing allowance as well, and for my hip as well add 2 inches of sewing allowance. I'll just be repeating my measurements for both the front and the back, and I'll just connect with a slant line from the shoulder to meet the bust point, and I'll curve my bust point to my waistline. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. You can subscribe and watch our tutorials, and you can learn 1 or 2 things from me. I hope you do learn 1 or 2 things from this video as well. So after connecting the lines, I'll proceed to cutting out the pattern once I'm done. And we don't have any curve for the back pattern, but I'll be notching my waistline, my hip line, because the hip line is where I'll be stopping for the back pattern. I added 1 inch of sewing allowance because if I was making this outfit, I'll have to sew my hems first before I join my side seams together. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if I were making this outfit, I'll be sewing my hem first before I join the sides of my pattern together. So right here, I'm just cutting out my pattern. Watch how I cut out my pattern. Don't make a mistake cutting out yours. Thank you for watching this tutorial. And with that, I'm going to open it up so you can see how the back of the pattern looks like. I'm going to be placing it, the back and the front together. This is how your pattern should turn out, and it came out really looking nice. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Until I come your way again, bye.